Welcome. Are you testifying on a map today?
Yes.
All right. And are you a planned sponsor or a general witness?
General witness.
All right. You spell your name for the record if you would, and then you may proceed. You have 5 minutes.
Sure. Tala, last name Dahbour. Good afternoon, Co-Chair Cupp, Co-Chair Sykes, and members of the Ohio Redistricting Commission. My name is Tala Dahbour, and I am here today testifying on behalf of the Ohio chapter of the Council on American Islamic Relations, known as CAIR-Ohio. Thank you for the opportunity to appear before you to present testimony in support of the Ohio Citizens Redistricting Commission proposed unity maps. As a civil rights and advocacy organization for Ohio Muslims and a proud member of the Equal Districts Coalition, CAIR-Ohio has been working for several months to fight for fair maps. Muslims, who are often the subject of political discourse, rarely have the opportunity to advocate for themselves. As it stands, Islamophobia, racism, xenophobia pervades our political system, leading to the creation of discriminatory policy. This emphasizes the need for diverse representation among our elected officials. At the very least, Muslims should have adequate representation in government that will be accessible and responsive, much less advocate for our needs. The redistricting process is crucial to establishing proportional representation and ensuring that all Ohioans have a voice at the ballot box. This is why Ohioans overwhelmingly voted for these reforms. Also, part of these reforms was for this process to be fair, transparent, and provide ample opportunity for public input. Thus far, we have seen this commission seriously challenge the spirit of the redistricting reforms Ohioans were promised. Today's hearing was announced with 1 day's notice and during work hours for most Ohioans. Fair maps come from a fair process, and we are deeply concerned that that is not what we are getting here today. The Ohio Citizens Redistricting Commission has accomplished what this commission has failed to do. The OCRC has been regularly soliciting public input from across the state during biweekly meetings since May of this year, with ample opportunity for public testimony. The OCRC has made a concerted effort to get perspectives from minority groups such as our Muslim community. For example, one of our Muslim community members, Hadia Akhtar, testified about her residential community around the Noor Islamic Cultural Center, one of the biggest mosques in central Ohio. She testified about how her neighbors are split between 2 congressional and 2 state house districts, therefore diluting their collective voting power as a community. The OCRC was able to take Hadia's testimony into account when drawing the proposed unity maps. These maps meet all of the relevant constitutional requirements and most importantly reflect representational fairness. To reach representational fairness, we strongly believe this warrants 15 state Senate Democratic seats and 44 state Representative Democratic seats. Over the last decade, Ohio Republicans have only captured about 55% of the statewide vote. Our maps need to reflect that reality. Such an important task that implicates all Ohioans and has the power to dictate policy reforms demands a substantial amount of time, care, and attention. With looming deadlines and hearings announced with such short notice, the Commission clearly does not appreciate the great responsibility that has been assigned to them. We need to ensure that Ohio voters are fairly represented in Ohio government seats for the next 10 years. These maps will shape our lives, laws, and policies for at least the next decade. We need fair maps to make sure all of us, especially immigrant communities like mine and other communities of color, are fairly and equitably represented, no exceptions. Thank you for your time today. This concludes my testimony.
All right.